All right. So in today's class, okay, that is your second part of your chapter, modulation. Okay. So what is modulation? I'll tell you, and then I'll explain the need for modulation, everything. So normally, okay, what will happen is when you are sending a signal, okay, so your energy is h times frequency hc by lambda, something like this. You will be studying for a light, okay, for light wave. This is what you are going to study. Now if frequency increases, energy will increase, and if wavelength increases, energy will decrease. Now what happens is when you are transferring a low frequency signal, that low frequency signal, because it is having less energy, it cannot travel more distance. Okay, so to overcome that difficulty, what we will do is, okay, we will mix or we will attach our low frequency signal with high frequency signal. That process of attaching low frequency signal with high frequency signal is only called as modulation. Okay, so logically, in scientific terms, to represent it, what I will do is, okay, your modulation, I can explain it as process of superimposing, okay, process of superimposing the low frequency message signal, low frequency message signal on high frequency wave, high frequency wave. Okay, this high frequency wave is called as carrier wave. Okay, what is this called? It is called as carrier wave. Okay, low frequency your message signal. Okay, low frequency wave is your message signal. So you will superimpose, okay, superimpose low frequency message signal on high frequency wave. Okay, so this result, okay, this result will give you a wave. Okay, this result will give you a wave. That wave is called as, okay, this process is called as modulation. Okay, resulting wave, okay, resulting wave is called as, resulting wave is called as modulated carrier wave, modulated carrier wave, modulated carrier wave, or modulated signal, modulated signal, modulated carrier wave or modulated signal. Okay, right, so it is called as modulated carrier wave or modulated signal. Okay, right, now why should we do this? Okay, why should we do this? Need. Okay, why we are doing this modulation? So the need for modulation are, okay, there are many reasons, but I list few. Okay, the first one is, okay, first reason why should we actually go for modulation, why should we mix with high frequency carrier wave, I'll tell you. Okay, first problem is size of antenna. Okay, size of antenna. Okay, and second one is, okay, second reason is effective power radiated by antenna, effective power radiated by antenna is second reason. Okay, and third reason is mixing of, okay, mixing of base band signals, mixing of base band signals from different transmitters, from different transmitters. Okay, so these are the reasons. Now each reason I will explain in detail, don't worry. So what is the need for modulation means, there are many problems. In all these problems, okay, ultimately we will remove that low frequency into high frequency. Why should we do that, and how, using these reasons, how we can do that, I'll explain in this. Okay, observe carefully. Now, first reason I have given as need for antenna. Now, okay, I mean size of antenna. First reason why we should go for modulation means size of antenna is what I have told you, right? Now, okay, previously I have given a very clear statement, that is your maximum efficiency, okay, for maximum efficiency, okay, for maximum efficiency, your size of antenna, okay, for maximum efficiency, size of antenna should at least be lambda by 4, should at least be lambda by 4. Okay, so that is what is I have given a statement previously. Now, why only lambda by 4 means for replication sake. Okay, if you have a full signal, for example, this is your full wave. Now, what I can do is, okay, if I know only this part, okay, from this part is lambda by 4. Now, this lambda by 4, if I produce a mirror image, that will cover lambda by 2. That lambda by 2, if I produce a mirror image and invert it, that will give me the complete wave. Okay, so that is why your entire wave characteristics will obviously be within a portion of lambda by 4. So that is why here for maximum efficiency, your size of antenna should at least be lambda by 4. Now, for example, okay, for example, let me put it, okay, through numbers. Now, let us say you want to send a frequency of, okay, let us say audio signal you are taking, okay, audible range is what, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay, now you want antenna. Okay, if you want antenna, so what is the wavelength of antenna required? If you take velocity is equal to, I mean frequency into lambda. Okay, this is from waves chapter. Velocity of wave is frequency into wavelength. Now, what is your velocity here? 3 into 10 power 8. Okay, now for example, I am taking 20 kilohertz. Okay, 20 kilohertz means 20 into 10 power 3 hertz times lambda. So now approximately, okay, it will give you, okay, for example, I am taking 30 kilohertz, not even 20, 30 kilohertz. If I take 3 ones, 3 tens, so 10 power 8 by 10 power 4 is lambda. So 10 power 4 by 8 is 10 power 4, which is equal to approximately lambda is equal to 10 kilometers. That means you just want to send a simple signal of 30 kilohertz. You want your, okay, wavelength of length of antenna is lambda by 4. So approximately 10 by 4 is 2.5 kilometers. So practically you cannot build kind of very big tower like this. Okay, Eiffel Tower is not even in kilometers, right? So 2.5 kilometers is such a very big signal. You cannot transmit it easily like that. Okay, so hope you have understood my point. So you now if you take the frequency is V by lambda. So you want lambda, okay, you want lambda. Lambda is velocity by frequency. Now your length is lambda by 4, that is equal to 1 by 4th of V by F. Now you increase the frequency, okay, if you increase the frequency, increase F, length decreases, right? Increasing frequency, length will decrease because your length is inversely proportional to frequency, okay, length of antenna. So now with this point very clearly, you must have understood that, okay, you must have understood that, okay, for less length of antenna, you need more frequency. Now how will you get this frequency means, okay, this high frequency is achieved, okay, this high frequency is achieved by mixing message signal, okay, message signal with carrier wave, message signal with carrier wave. Okay, hope you have understood everything clearly. Okay, right, next. Now that is your first point. Next, that is your size of antenna is the first point. Next, second, your second reason for modulation is effective power radiated by antenna, radiated by antenna. Now the antenna that you take, okay, the antenna that you take is, okay, is linear, so that power will be directly proportional to length of antenna by lambda whole square, okay, where L is antenna's length, lambda is wavelength of radio wave being emitted, wavelength of radio wave being emitted, radio wave being emitted. All right, so now what will happen is, okay, what will happen is, now as you keep trying to send your waves to large distances, this lambda will usually be very big, okay, lambda is big, okay, lambda is big. So to keep, okay, because we know that C is F into lambda, so F is C by lambda. So now your lambda is big, okay, and your wavelength, okay, if it is big, frequency is small for message signal. Now what will you do is, okay, if you mix it with carrier wave, okay, if you mix it with carrier wave, lambda becomes small and frequency will become more, okay. So as a result, what will happen is, okay, you will be able to send, okay, more frequency, more power and less wavelength, okay, less wavelength. As a result, you can transmit the signal to large distance, okay. That is your second reason. Next, third reason, okay, third reason is mixing up of baseband signals, mixing up of baseband signals, okay, from different transmitters, from different transmitters. Now this problem will become, why it comes, I will tell you, okay. Now for example, if you are taking FM, okay, your FM signals, why they are giving 91.1 megahertz, there will be a channel, 92.7, 93.5 megahertz they will give you, 96 point something, 98.3, okay, Mirchi radio, something like that they will give you. Now in all this, first, why it is giving in being in megahertz means your lambda is, if you take 3 into 10 power 8 y, your frequency is 91.1 into 10 power 6 means 10 power 8 by 6, 300 by hardly it is 91.1, okay. So now if you take this number, okay, right, 9 ones 9, how much it is, like around close to 3. So almost if you take 3 point something, now if you take 3 meters antenna itself, that is enough, okay. So now this in megahertz, why it is there means to reduce the length of antenna, okay. So that is why initially you don't have this much efficiency. So your old Motorola mobiles and all, they will have antennas in the starting stages, but now we add powerful antennas, okay. So within centimeters itself we are closing things. Now here, if you want to not to mix, okay, if you are trying not to mix this 91.1, okay, with one station is sending, in one city it is sending 91.1, in another city also it is sending 91.1, these two should not distort each other, or they should not disturb each other. Okay, if some listener is trying to listen, for example, it is in Hyderabad. Okay, let us say people are using Telugu language radio station, and let us say it is in somewhere in Delhi, and some Hindi radio station is there, and both are allocated same frequency. Now what will happen if both are allocated same frequency? So this listener who is somewhere in between, okay, what he'll do is he'll not be able to differentiate, okay, which language radio is coming to his this thing device. Okay, so to overcome these kind of problems, what we'll do is, okay, this carrier wave frequency omega c, this is called as carrier wave frequency, and for this carrier wave frequency, if it is some omega c dash, okay, now our user, what he will do is he will demodulate according to his requirement. Okay, so distortion will be there usually, okay, when there is no modulation. Okay, when there is no modulation, distortion will be there. Distortion is kind of disturbance or mixing. So to prevent this distortion, if we add a carrier signal, okay, what will happen is, if you want to do demodulation, you will do, if you want Telugu channel, you will demodulate Telugu carrier wave, and if you want Hindi station, you will demodulate Hindi wave. Like that, each language you will demodulate accordingly. Okay, so that is another important aspect. Okay, so why we are going for modulation? First I will just summarize. Modulation is nothing but process of mixing signals. Okay, what you will do is you will mix low frequency signal with high frequency signal. Okay, and that process is called as modulation. Why we are modulating means, there are three main reasons. One is size of antenna, which is supposed to be lambda by 4, and effective power. That effective power is almost L by lambda whole square. So this effective power is directly proportional to this thing. Length of antenna is lambda by 4. Okay, and mixing of baseband signals, distortion is there. Okay, so now each of these can be eliminated, okay, by doing one simple thing, that is by increasing frequency. Okay, by increasing frequency, all these difficulties will be, okay, will be passing out, or we can overcome all these difficulties. Okay, now why we are going for demodulation, I have explained. Okay, need for modulation, I have explained. Now how to modulate? Okay, our next important aspect is how to modulate waves. Okay, how to modulate waves. Okay, how to modulate. Okay, now how we are modulating, I will tell you. Okay, now if you take this modulation, okay, if you take this modulation, there are, okay, any wave you take, okay, any wave you take, it will be in the form of some y equal to a sin omega t. Okay, now this will have two things. One is message signal and other is carrier signal. Omega t plus phi format it will be there. So it is having carrier signal. Okay, now this message signal, how it is, okay, your message signal how it is y is equal to, okay, your message signal how it is, okay, some y1 is equal to, okay, ym is equal to am into sine of some omega t plus phi. Your carrier signal will be some y carrier is equal to a carrier into sine of omega carrier into t plus some phi 2. Okay, so like this there will be two signals. Okay, like this there will be two signals. One is message signal and other is carrier signal. Now you will mix these two. Okay, you will mix these two. Now your carrier signal, this frequency, amplitude and phase, okay, all of those will be usually big compared to message signal. Okay, all of those will be usually big compared to message signal. Okay, because carrier signal is powerful. Okay, Carrier means it is the vehicle that carries, indirectly it is the vehicle that carries the message signal. Okay, carrier wave, you should not use the word carrier signal, you have to use the word carrier wave, and the resultant is you are going to get modulated wave. That resultant or combination is you are going to get modulated wave. In the receiver's end you will demodulate once again to get the message signal. Okay, now if you take this modulation, okay, if you take this modulation, you want your expected result. That expected result can be achieved in mainly three ways. Okay, that expected result can be achieved mainly in three ways. Okay, what are those three ways? I will tell you. Okay, first one is amplitude modulation. Okay, first one is amplitude modulation, which is also called as AM modulation. Okay, it is called as AM modulation. Okay, next, second type of modulation that you can bring is frequency modulation. Okay, frequency modulation, which is also called as FM, and last one is called as phase modulation. Okay, you can change the phase. Okay, you can change amplitude, you can change phase. Okay, you can change the frequency. Okay, now within this phase modulation, okay, within this phase modulation, then once again you have, okay, within this phase modulation you have, okay, pulse amplitude modulation, pulse amplitude modulation, PAM, okay, and pulse duration modulation, pulse duration modulation, which is represented as PDM, and your pulse position modulation, pulse position modulation, it is written as PPM. Okay, so like this basically you have, okay, three kinds of modulations. Okay, what are those? Amplitude modulation, second frequency modulation, and third one is phase modulation. Okay, now we will develop maths. Okay, we will develop maths for amplitude modulation. Okay, this amplitude modulation is important. Okay, AM modulation, I will explain the maths part of it. Okay, that is what is more important. Okay, so now what is each modulation also I will show it. Okay, so let me try to load a picture first, then you will get the clarity. Now I have loaded a message, I have shown you a figure. What is this? I will explain, don't worry. Okay, now each kind of modulation it is shown. Okay, now first and foremost important points that I want to write down, I will write it here, observe carefully. Okay, mu is called as modulation index. Okay, mu is called as modulation index. First let me talk about that. Okay, so you have mu is modulation index, which is amplitude of message signal by amplitude of carrier wave. Okay, and which we will also write it as A max minus A min by A max plus A min. Okay, like this. I will explain each in detail, don't worry. But this mu is called as modulation index. Okay, modulation index. I will come to this part later, but you just keep it in mind. Now let us come back. What is each type of modulation? I will tell you. Now look at this carrier wave. Okay, look at this carrier wave. This carrier wave frequency, okay, omega of carrier is omega bigger than message frequency. Okay, so where your frequency is omega by 2 pi, omega is angular frequency. Okay, omega is angular frequency. Okay, your frequency is omega by 2 pi. So now you are increasing the carrier wave. So carrier frequency means, okay, look at this. Okay, so how many times it is changing from big to small? Okay, within 0.5 seconds. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, almost 5 pulses are there within 0.5 seconds. Now carrier signal, if you take, there is only one half pulse. Okay, there are 5 half pulses in carrier wave. Okay, for your first diagram is carrier wave. So pulse means I am taking this shape to be pulse. Like this, there are 5, okay, in the carrier signal, whereas, okay, your displacement is becoming 0. Okay, indirectly there is only half cycle in 0.5 seconds. So carrier wave is having more frequency. Okay, so because it is having more frequency, like this, there are many shapes. Okay, right, there are many shapes like that. Okay, so hope you have understood this. Okay, now let us come back. Okay, let us come back. Now what is that you are doing is you are mixing. Okay, what is that you are doing? You are mixing amplitudes. Okay, in the first case of amplitude modulation, you are mixing amplitude. Now your amplitude modulation, if you are mixing, that means your displacement of particle is because of message signal, it is there. Okay, this yellow color part is your message signal, and you are also mixing, okay, carrier signal. Okay, this pink color or whatever color, okay, that is your carrier signal. What is that you are doing? In amplitude modulation, you will mix the amplitudes of message signal and carrier signal. Okay, this is your message signal. Okay, forgive me if my color selection is bad, but hope you are getting my point. Okay, this is your message signal. What is that you are doing? You are combining this modulating signal with carrier wave. Now because carrier wave is having very high frequency, okay, normally in SHM what will you do? You will do constructive and destructive interference, right? But here my point is that constructive and destructive interference will not happen because you don't have similar amplitudes. You have very large amplitude. Your frequency is also big, and amplitude of carrier wave also is very big. Okay, your amplitude of carrier wave is very much bigger than amplitude of message signal. Okay, so as a result, what will happen is, okay, if you look at this graph is starting at, okay, if you look at this graph is starting at, it's not exactly 0, the graph is not so proper, but still if you look at this, okay, if you are combining these two, okay, which one, this yellow color graph and this red color graph, if you take, if you are combining this, okay, you will get, okay, if you are combining amplitude of this part and amplitude of this part, okay, what will happen is you will get a graph like this, okay, in amplitude modulation. Okay, if you are mixing the amplitudes, you are going to get this. Now in this graph totally there are 3 parts. Okay, this kind of curve that you have is, okay, wave 1, okay, and this is called as upper band. Okay, this is called as upper band. Okay, I will talk with maths, I will show it to you, don't worry. This is called as upper side band, and this part is called as lower side band. Okay, LSB, USB. Okay, USB represents upper side band and LSB represents lower side band. So when you are doing this amplitude modulation, totally three waves, it is indirectly equivalent to a combination of 3 waves, 3 parts. You are adding 2 waves, one is carrier wave and other is message signal. You are combining this carrier wave with message signal and you are going to get 3 waves, that is your amplitude modulation. Maths I will develop, you will get more clarity, but in amplitude modulation like this is going to happen. Now, okay, so finally what will happen is you are going to get a graph like this when you are combining these two. Okay, now you look at this, okay, you look at this part, okay, wait, just hold on. So I am erasing it. So this graph if you take, okay, this graph if you take, okay, so this graph you are taking here, okay, it is not actually at 0 and bottom part is also not at 0. That resultant amplitude is carrier wave is there, okay, it will not allow it to become 0. It appears as if the 0 plus 0 at the start it is 0, but trust me, it is no, okay. How and why that is happening, I will tell you, okay. It is basically combination of 3 waves is what we assume, okay. What are those 3 waves, I will tell you, don't worry. But for now, understand that, okay, in amplitude modulation, this is the graph that you are going to get, okay. So somewhere here, okay, for example, this is what, okay, you are getting 1, okay. Instead of 1, for example, I am changing the numbers. Let us say it is big, okay, because the amplitude of carrier wave is 10 volt. Let us say this is 5 volt, okay, 5 volt, okay, because the highest point is at only this point. This is minus 5, this is plus 10 and minus 10. Now when you combine these two, okay, when you are combining which two, okay, a message signal with carrier wave, okay, now at the start itself, okay, at the start itself, okay, at some points where superposition happens, you will get 10 plus 5, 15, okay. So this will actually become when constructive interference is happening, you will get 10 plus 5, 15. When destructive is happening, 10 minus 5, 5, or you will get 10 minus minus 5 or 10 plus minus 5, like this. Two things can happen, okay. And you can even get 10 plus 5, you can get 10 minus 5, like this. Different combinations are there, so different combinations will give you different amplitudes. So that is why where constructive interference is happening, you are going to get it like this. But now if you look at this region, okay, if you look at this negative region, okay, this negative region, this band thickness is becoming small, whereas in the positive region that thickness is very big, like this, okay, right. And here also this is your positive region, here the thickness will improve, but this is your negative region, this thickness will decrease, like this. You will get a bands like this, okay. Now this is the situation where in which your carrier signal is having greater frequency compared to message signal, okay. So you will get a shape like this, okay. Now, okay, this is your amplitude modulation, okay. What is happening here, amplitudes are getting mixed, okay, right. Next, coming to frequency modulation, okay, coming to frequency modulation, you look at this part, okay, where it is positive at the highest point, okay, there will be close packages. At negative region, okay, there is less thing, okay. What will happen is in frequency modulation, okay, when amplitude is big, frequency added, okay. In frequency modulation, A is big, frequency is added, okay, frequency is added, okay. And when amplitude is small, okay, when amplitude is small, frequency is decreased, okay, right. Like this, there will be amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and also there will be phase modulation, where in which phase will be reversed, okay, by a particular amount, okay. So frequency phase modulation diagram here, it is not proper, so I will not talk about it as of now, okay. But I can change the phase whenever this negative region is coming, okay. What I will do is I can invert the phase. Here I will invert the phase, here I will invert the phase, like that. I can do it with graph, I can show it to you later, but right now understand that, okay, 3 modulations are there, okay. Don't scratch your head too much, okay. 3 modulations are there. What are those 3 modulations? Amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation, okay. And for this modulation purpose, we will consider 2 conditions, okay. First one, carrier frequency is big. Second one is amplitude of carrier wave is greater than amplitude of message signal, and this ratio of these two, mu is AM by AC, which is called as your, okay, AM by AC is called as your modulation index, okay, right. Remember this stuff, that is enough, okay. Now what is this AM modulation? I will explain in detail further with maths. I told you there will be 3 waves, no. So what are those 3 waves? I will put it, okay, come on. So now, okay, so you take a signal, okay, What is this? Maximum amplitude of resultant carrier wave. Minimum is resultant amplitude of carrier wave. Okay, so this is modulated waves amplitudes. Okay, right here I will write each term. Okay, in this expression, AM is amplitude of message signal. Okay, AC is amplitude of carrier wave. AC is amplitude of carrier wave. Okay, next A max is, okay, A max, okay, that is maximum amplitude. Okay, A min is minimum amplitude of modulated wave. Okay, right, and this modulation index is this. Now your A max minus A min by 2 is amplitude of carrier wave. A max plus A min, sorry, this is amplitude of message signal. Okay, A max plus A min by 2 is A carrier. Alright, now these are your basic terms that are actually going to be used in the explanation. Now, what is A max, what is A min, everything I will show you to you, don't worry. Now, first let me develop match. Okay, then I will come to that part. Okay, first let me develop the match, that is your amplitude modulation. Okay, now if you are taking this message signal, your message signal is amplitude of message into sine of omega of message into t, right? So that is what you have. Okay, now what I will do is, okay, what I will do is, if I actually, okay, consider, okay, if I actually consider your message signal is already taken, carrier signal YC, that will become AC into sine of omega of carrier into T. Now if you have seen, you have got a, okay, thin region followed by thick region like this. Within this there is this kind of shape. Now first and foremost important point is, when you are combining this, okay, your carrier wave or carrier signal C of T, okay, modulated carrier wave. Okay, this is what modulated carrier wave. Okay, this modulated carrier wave, okay, this modulated carrier wave will have, okay, this modulated carrier wave will have an amplitude of, okay, it will have an amplitude of, okay, what is the amplitude means, okay, very important, focus on what I am writing. It will have an amplitude of AC plus AM sine of omega C into T times sine of omega of C into T. Okay, why it is coming like this I will tell you, don't worry, but understand that, okay, this is your amplitude of modulated wave. I will split it, don't worry, this is your amplitude of modulated wave. Okay, and this is your frequency of modulated wave, but it is also the similar thing for carrier wave. Okay, for carrier wave also same frequency. Now why did this happen? Okay, Why it is happening like this? Why you are not adding like in SHM, you are doing combination of two SHMs, or in waves you will combine. So why you are not writing superposition? Why you are not writing, okay, am sine of omega m into t plus AC into sine of omega c into t like this? Why you are not doing this? I will tell you. Okay, here what is happening is your carrier wave is having very high frequency and I mean more amplitude compared to the message signal. Okay, so when you are combining this, okay, your principle of superposition will not work out. Okay, your principle of superposition will not work out because your frequency of carrier wave is very much big compared to that. Okay, so this combination you cannot do, or you cannot write like I mean you cannot do superposition. Okay, you cannot do superposition. All right, so that problem, okay, that problem we will sort it out by writing the equation like this. And usually, okay, omega of message signal by omega of carrier signal will be in the ratio of some 1 by 1000. That means it is very big. Okay, so you cannot just do superposition, you will write it like this. Okay, now in this, okay, as I have discussed, your modulation index mu will be amplitude of message signal by amplitude of carrier wave. Okay, now, okay, you can rearrange the term if required. AM you can substitute it as mu times AC. Okay, AM you can write it as AC plus AM is mu times AC into sine of omega c into t, sorry, omega of message into t. Ayyo. Okay, sine of omega of message into t times sine of omega of carrier into t, that will become AC times 1 plus mu times sine of omega of message into t times sine of omega of carrier into time, like this you can write. Okay, now I will rearrange this, don't worry, but you can write it like this. Okay, now let us start. Okay, let us start the expansion. Okay, so now what did I get? Your carrier signal, how am I defining? Modulated carrier signal. Okay, your modulated carrier signal, modulated carrier signal. Okay, C of t is going to become, okay, your modulated carrier signal is going to become, as I have told you, amplitude of carrier times, okay, sorry, what is that we got? AC plus, okay, AC plus AM sine of omega of m into t times sine of omega of carrier into t. So I will rearrange these terms. So this will become AC into sine of omega c into t plus AM sine omega m of t sine omega c of t. Okay, where omega m is amplitude of angular frequency of message signal, omega c is angular frequency of carrier signal. Now in maths, okay, sin c sin d can be written as, okay, half of cos a minus cos b minus cos of a plus b. So as a result, your carrier wave can be written as AC into sine of omega c into t plus AM times by 2 times cos of omega of carrier minus omega of message signal into t minus cos of omega of carrier plus omega of message into t. So this I will expand. So finally what is that you are getting? Cm of t is amplitude of carrier into sine of omega c into t plus am by 2 times cos of omega c minus omega m into t minus am by 2 times cos of omega c plus omega m into t, like this. Now look at this very carefully. Now okay, it is combination of three waves: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Okay, so now when you have a figure like this, okay, so within this, like this, it is there. Okay, this region that you have is your wave 1, which is like kind of sine function. Okay, and omega c minus omega m, okay, this is on the top side. Okay, this is on the top side. This is your wave 2, which is also called as upper band, and omega minus is there, no, minus am by 2. Okay, minus am by 2. Okay, this is plus am by 2. Okay, so this bottom part is kind of wave 3. So your modulating signal is basically combination of three waves like this. Okay, right, come on, copy this thing, and if you have any doubts, you just let me know. Okay, what is that we are doing? You are combining message signal with carrier signal and drawing this kind of hybrid diagram. Okay, now continuing further. Okay, from this what we will do is, okay, I will derive that an important thing, that is your frequency spectrum. Okay, frequency spectrum of AM carrier wave, frequency spectrum of AM carrier wave. Okay, now if you look at this wave function, okay, frequency is omega c is central frequency, omega c minus omega m and omega c plus omega m. Totally there are three frequencies. So if you make this frequency characteristic diagram, okay, that frequency and amplitude if you take, okay, carrier signal will be on the this side with having amplitude A carrier. Okay, modulating signal will be somewhere here. Okay, this is your AM, and minus AM will have a frequency of, okay, lower one will have omega c minus omega m, and this side you will have same AM frequency but omega c plus omega m. Okay, this is angular frequency. Okay, where AM is, okay, mu times amplitude of carrier. So mu we have written, right? Mu is what? Amplitude of message signal by amplitude of carrier wave. So AM is modulation index times A carrier wave. Okay, right? So this region, okay, this region is, this is called as lower side frequency. Okay, this is your lower side frequency. Okay, this part is, I'll choose a light color, LSF, lower side frequency. Okay, and this side it is, you can write USF, upper side frequency. Now, okay, for this graph if you observe, okay, your message signal frequency is in which range? Either on the lower side or upper side. It is not near to carrier signal. Okay, so this region is, okay, it's not exactly here, it is a region. Okay, this is called as lower side band, this is called as upper side band. Okay, and carrier signal will be there. Okay, and what is the bandwidth means? This difference is your bandwidth, and what is your bandwidth value is, your bandwidth value is omega c plus omega m minus omega c minus omega m, that is equal to 2 times of omega m. Okay, so this is your bandwidth of amplitude modulation. Okay, so this is your angular bandwidth. If you want frequency divided by 2 pi, linear frequency if you do 2 times omega m by 2 pi. Okay, so linear, angular, whatever you require, you just simply do it. Okay, right? So this is your this thing. Okay, so with this I have explained everything regarding AM waves. Now note, okay, I am not doing detection of AM wave, but okay, in detection of AM wave, you just remember this as a result, because I don't have much time and it will kill lot of time. It is not required. End result you remember. In detection of AM wave, okay, bracket satisfactory detection. Okay, so for you to detect a AM wave, okay, you will have an RC circuit. Okay, amplifiers, detectors will be there. Okay, so there will be some circuit. Okay, AM detection circuit will be there. Okay, so in AM detector circuit, okay, there will be some AM wave detector circuit. Okay, in the detector circuit, it is basically an RC circuit. Okay, so in that AM wave detector circuit, for you to have satisfactory detection, okay, for you to have satisfactory detection, your frequency of carrier signal, okay, frequency of carrier signal should be less than R into C, and your frequency of 1 by frequency of message signal should be greater than RC. Okay, very important. Okay, so your frequency of carrier signal, you can write it as greater than 1 by RC. Frequency of message signal, it is less than 1 by RC for successful detection. Okay, so please keep this in mind. With this, almost all the basic things are done. Now only thing that is remaining is problems. Okay, so but I'll write down the summary of what I've explained right from the start. Okay, so summary. Okay, with this the chapter is done. Okay, summary, what all you have learnt or what you should remember from this chapter, I'll put it in summary. Okay, the first point is your speed of light is frequency into wavelength. Okay, right? In this, usually 1 nanometer, if it comes 10 power minus 9. Okay, 1 Armstrong 10 power minus 10 meters. Okay, and if you are getting the word mega, okay, 1 megahertz 10 power 6, 1 gigahertz 10 power 12, like this you will get lot of values. Okay, so different things will be there. Okay, next, length of half wave. Okay, second important point is your length of half wave dipole antenna. Half wave dipole antenna is lambda by 2. Okay, minimum length of antenna, okay, minimum length of antenna is lambda by 4 for maximum efficiency. Okay, next, if you have a transmitting antenna, the transmitting antenna, okay, will cover a distance of dt. If you take the dt is under root 2 times r into height of transmitting antenna, under the assumption that your radius of earth is very much less than very much greater than height of transmitting antenna. Okay, right? Next, minimum distance between the antennas. Okay, here we forgot. Okay, your population density related terms are there. Okay, so whatever you are getting, your area covered will be, okay, pi into your area covered is, okay, surface area covered by transmitting antenna is surface area covered by transmitting antenna is, okay, pi times, okay, you take it as a circle, so pi dt square is what you are going to write. Okay, right? So keep this in mind and hope there will be no doubts later. Okay, next, your next thing is, okay, minimum distance. Okay, you are copy it down, pause the video clip, take the screenshot. Okay, next, your fourth, whatever I have written 3, right? No, this is 4, so this is 5. Okay, so fifth thing that you are supposed to remember is in line of sight communication. Okay, if this is your horizon, if this distance is dt and this is your dr, okay, so what will happen is range of wave propagation is, okay, minimum distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is under root 2r times ht plus under root 2r times height of receiving antenna. Okay, where r is the radius of earth and it will be 6400 kilometers. So you have to convert it to meters if required. Okay, right. Next, next thing is, okay, your carrier wave is there now. In that, okay, modulation index is the next formula. This modulation index formula is represented by mu. Okay, so this mu is amplitude of message signal by amplitude of carrier wave, which is also equal to a max minus a min by a max plus a min. Okay, and in this amplitude of message signal is maximum minus minimum by 2, and okay, okay, and amplitude of carrier wave is a max plus a min by 2. Okay, and your AC mu you have written. Okay, so remember all these results. Okay, A max is maximum amplitude of modulated signal. Okay, so percentage modulation, if it is asked, you can write it accordingly. Okay, percentage modulation if it is asked, okay, mu into 100, basically it is AM by AC into 100. Okay, all right. Next is, okay, your A max values also I'll write. Okay, so what is A max value from here is, okay, your maximum amplitude is, okay, AC plus AM, minimum amplitude is AC minus AM. Okay, so these definitions also you have to remember. Okay, from this only you are getting these two results. Okay, right, so from these two you will be getting these results. Okay, you must remember all this stuff. Okay, there should not be any confusion. Okay, so modulation index, maximum amplitude, minimum amplitude, amplitude of message signal, these are the definitions. All right, next, your next definition is, okay, your next definition is, okay, so your next definition that you are going to have is, okay, your carrier signal. Okay, your carrier signal is, okay, your carrier signal is AC times sine of omega c into t, okay, plus what did we get, AM by 2 times sine of, okay, sine of omega carrier, sorry, not sine, cos, okay, cos of omega c minus omega m into t minus AM by 2 times cos of omega c plus omega m into t. Okay, and in this, okay, in this you can substitute AM is mu times AC. Okay, in some books this will be written as mu times AC. Okay, that is amplitude of carrier wave. Okay, right. Next, coming to frequency characteristics. Okay, coming to frequency characteristics. Okay, in the frequency characteristics, okay, your next idea is your frequency characteristics LSB, that is lower sideband, okay, lower sideband, okay, and lower side frequency, both are different, okay. So those terms also I will write it here. So lower side frequency, okay. So coming to frequency characteristics, I will go for the as usual color, okay. Lower side frequency is given by, okay, omega c minus omega m by 2 pi for linear terms. Angular terms you don't need to divide by 2 pi. Angular lower side frequency is, you can just simply write omega c minus omega m, okay. But usually in terms of hertz, if it is given, okay, you have to divide by 2 pi, okay. Next, upper side frequency, if you take omega c plus omega m by 2 pi, this much hertz, okay. So your angular upper side frequency is omega c plus omega m, okay, right. This is your upper side frequency, okay. Next, amplitude of, okay, amplitude of LSF is equal to USF, that is equal to amplitude of message signal, which is mu times amplitude of carrier wave, okay. In the graph on y axis I have shown you, okay. Next, bandwidth is, okay, this is 9. Next, 10th, your bandwidth of, okay, bandwidth or channel width, okay, bandwidth or channel width, if you have seen the graph, okay, it is 2 times frequency of message signal, okay, right. And lower sideband, okay, lower sideband, okay, LSB will indicate lower sideband, okay. Its range is from VC to VC minus, that is FC2, okay, frequency of carrier wave to frequency of carrier minus frequency of message, okay, in that region. Band means in that region, okay. And upper side band, USB means upper side band, it will be in the range of FC to FC plus FM, okay. So in the graph I have shown you these things, right. So big graph, small graph, amplitude of message signal, this is amplitude of carrier wave. Then I have told you this is your band region, lower side band, upper side band, okay. So this part is omega c minus omega m, this part is omega c, this part is omega c plus omega m. This graph, if you want, you can refer to that, okay, right. Next, your next part is, okay, last part, your next definition is, okay, for detection of AM wave, okay, for detection of AM wave, okay, what will happen is, for detection of AM wave, okay, your frequencies that you have, okay, your frequency is, okay, right, your frequency is frequency of message signal, if you take, it is less than 1 by RC. Frequency of carrier wave, if you take, it is greater than 1 by RC, yes, okay. So in books usually ulta will be given, but no issues, okay. So this is your satisfactory detection, okay, condition for satisfactory detection, okay. Now from my side I have done everything, only problems part is pending, that I will anyhow do it, okay. So for my students, problem solving sessions will be covered anyhow. So what you just need is just write the notes properly, mug up all the values, okay. And any doubts you have, okay, you can feel free to ask anything, okay. And another thing is, any questions related to, okay, while solving questions, number of stations to be accommodated, such kind of stuff, if you get number of stations accommodated will be, okay, in a particular bandwidth, okay, so that will become total available bandwidth, okay, total available bandwidth whole divided by bandwidth of each station, okay, so that you write it. And then coming to any other things that are required, let me check. Mostly no, because I have tried to cover everything, so nothing is left off that I know of. Yeah, right, okay, so with this our communication systems is done. So I'll write very clearly, please do not leave question from this topic. Easy one, because it is easy, okay, question from this topic, as it will be easy, from this topic as it will be easy, okay, please, thank you.